Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you caught our video earlier in the week, we talked about the different types of discovery, and one of those types of discovery was something called oral depositions.
Let's get into 5 tips that you can use to do better at oral depositions.
Tip number 1, it's all about the questions.
Oral depositions are all about the questions. Listen carefully. Don't be afraid to ask questions about the question. If you don't understand it, ask someone to clarify it, or have the question read back by the court reporter. You can also ask the attorney on the other side to reword the question and ask it again. The final tip about the questions is don't be afraid to take a break if you're feeling overwhelmed. Just remember that you are paying an hourly rate for your attorney, and they will continue to be paid even when you are on a break.
Tip number 2, do not volunteer information.
Do not volunteer information. Listen carefully to the question that was asked and answer only that question. A good example of that I like to give to my clients is the following. Opposing counsel looks at you and says, "Do you know what time it is?" The answer to that question is either yes or no. Don't volunteer the time. Another example might be, "How old are you?" You would answer that question with your age. Don't volunteer your date of birth. Make the attorney on the other side ask the questions that they need answers to. This will save you time and save you money by not volunteering information and giving long stories about a question that wasn't really even asked.
Tip number 3, don't guess.
Don't guess. Are you noticing a theme here? Listen carefully. That goes for every tip we have today. A good rhythm for the deposition is question from opposing counsel, the client thinking about the answer and the question that was really asked, and then giving an answer. Don't get into a pattern where it's question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. That will trip you up and cause you to make a mistake. So listen carefully. Don't guess. It's okay if you don't know the answer to every question. You're allowed to say, "I don't recall, I don't remember, I don't have access to that information."
Let's move on to tip number 4. Don't use gestures.
This tip is sometimes the hardest one to follow. Remember that the court reporter is typing every word you say because a deposition is oral. Gestures can't be recorded. The most common things that people do are nod their head for yes, shake their head for no, or pointing to something in a document without explaining what they're pointing to. The deposition will go a lot quicker and cost you a lot less money if you stick to this tip.
The 5th and final tip concerns corrections to your deposition.
Let's talk about corrections. Let's say that you said something during the deposition and you see a document later that proves something you said previously was incorrect. During the deposition, you are allowed to correct or explain a previous answer. So don't be afraid to go back and correct a previous answer that was incorrect during the deposition. Finally, you and your attorney will have the opportunity to review a written transcript that the court reporter prepares containing all of your answers. If you feel that something is missing or that it was typed incorrectly, then you definitely have an opportunity to go back and change the transcript. One of the benefits the other side has by deposing a client is that they can use that deposition to impeach you during your trial. It's a good idea to go back and make sure that you recall perfectly what you said, because a lot of times the attorney on the other side will be asking you the same questions, and if your answer at trial is different from what you said at depositions, it can make you look like a liar.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and click on the notification bell after you subscribe so that you'll be notified every time we do another video like this.